Okay, skill level 5, subject area 16, evaluating general petroleum subject and tank vehicles, evaluating petroleum environmental stewardship, the protection program of 10192F 5201. Given the requirements to evaluate the environmental stewardship program in the field, environmental materials required to perform the task of environmental stewardship inspection checklist of petroleum unit inspection, paper, pencil, facility response plan, a spill prevention control countermeasure plan, an oil discharge contingency plan, material safety data sheets, a hazardous material information sheet, a unit standing authorization procedure, installation environmental standard authorization procedure, personal protective equipment, and full access to all reference materials. Conduct environmental stewardship compliance with the inspection according to the local unit's policy for inspection programs and the performance measures of the task. Maintain applicable material safety data sheet. 1. Apply risk management procedure, understanding implementation of risk management process, risk control command, the guidance directed by the higher headquarters, assess variable hazards, continuous report risk reduction measures that are appropriate to the chain of command. Implementation risk control coordinated with the integration of the appropriate paragraphs of the graph of the operation orders into the products such as standing operation procedures, operation plans, OPLNs. OP lands, training plans, and training plans. Assess subordinate effectiveness in managing risk in order to incite the areas, improving the gather the feedback on understanding application risk guidance. Verify the material safety data sheets are maintained, enforce the wearing of the appropriate personal protective equipment, evaluate the units of the environmental stewardship based on the schedule established with the local headquarters. Evaluated unit management of the environmental stewardship, verifying the following environmental compliance with the other hazardous officers hazardous waste, coordinated and appointed the environmental compliance with the officer hazardous waste, and coordinated with the train in 30 days being the assigned duty. The unit conducting the environmental training program, the unit's personnel, and the train environmental awareness. Unit standard opposition procedure covers the spill prevention plan. Standard opposition procedure covers the hazard communication program. The unit of the population prevention hazardous waste minimization program. The unit of the recycling program. The unit maintains the highest cleanliness standards in the petroleum, oil, lubrication, the hazardous material, hazardous waste areas. J. The unit minimizes detailed maintenance in the field. Waste storage areas inspected weekly. Inspection documented records are maintained in 3 years. Uniform hazardous waste manifest and properly filled out, signed and trained at the personnel track and maintained properly either at the unit installation level. 6. Evaluate waste oil discharge. Verify the following: POL storage with adequate dikes and catchments. Waste oil, other possible pollutants are stored in authorized containers that are properly labeled. Waste oil tanks are pumped out for when they are full. Evaluate the hazardous material, hazardous waste handling. Verify the following: only the amount of hazardous material is needed in an order. The unit of hazardous material, hazardous waste inventory is up to, and no hazardous waste remains on the site longer than the regulatory deadlines. Hazardous waste is collected and stored in authorized containers. Hazardous management waste is disposed in accordance to the directive. Containers are labeled according to the directives. Containers are good condition, closely tight at all times, and except for the adding materials, each container is marked with the accumulation start dates. Accumulation tanks are used from the collection of the hazardous waste. Other pollution such as antifreeze, GAA, and oil are properly marked waste and segregated in types and storage and procedures as are adhered to. Danger and warning signs are conspicuously placed. Spill prevention control equipment is adequate. Personnel and trained in the proper handling of the collection, storage, transportation hazardous material, hazardous waste. Used POL cans and drums can be disposed of properly according to the applicable environmental regulations. Asbestos contains brake shoes, clutch pads, and equipment installation are being removed and collected and disposed of properly. 8. Evaluated solid waste management program. Evaluated solid waste management. Verify the following: procedures reduce the production of the waste and fours, product the separation of the recycling efforts and are in effect. Source the reduction practices are enforced. The unit requesting supplies only needed as by no stockpiling. Water, soap, kitchen grease, garbage is never discharged into the streets, storm drains, or system groundwater sources. 9. Evaluate spill prevention, verifying the following: oil, fuel, and other hazardous pollutants over 5 gallons volume with 100 square feet in the area adaptable. The detectable amount of the water reported immediately according to local standard opposition procedures. Creek damaged channels are free of pollution. Pollution are never discharged, and storm water poured on the ground along with the fence or along the fence lines. Common pollutants: oil, solvent, soap, diesel, and gasoline, battery acids, chemical waste, antifreeze, paint, and grease. Small oil spills are cleaned in a timely manner. Drip pans are usually under the vehicle equipment. POL product product barrels where spills are likely to occur. Contaminated soils are properly disposed of. Soil is taken to designated authorized disposal area. For 10, evaluate the recycling program. Verify the following. All material solvents and antifreeze used in oil are being recycled according to the directives. The unit delivering the material and installation of recycling. Some of the recyclable material sources are separated there. If the separated collection containers of the paper, the aluminum, and other items. The unit recycles the following materials: computer printouts and computer punch-out cards and high-grade paper. Corrugated cardboard, newspapers, aluminum cans, steel cans, and glass dumpsters are free of recyclable items. Use cleaning solvents for the using of the recycled and collected properly. Evaluate the unit wash rack operations, verifying the following. Vehicles' equipment are washed only in authorized wash racks. Steam cleaning and equipment is used only on the authorized wash racks. Wash racks have been in the vicinity of the free contaminated soil, sand, and solvents and soap is not used in metal grannings and buffles or wash rack and oil and interceptor cache basins. The floor drains are present in serviceable wash rack and area the free of the oil and fuel spills. Treatment devices, oil, grass, interceptor cache basins, collection ponds, drain tanks, and are properly maintained and serviced. 8. The wash rack of the area of the free oil, rags, and trash faucets, backflow preventers, and the good operation condition. Only authorized soap and solvents chemicals are used in the steam line cleaning of equipment. The oil water separator is in good working condition. Vehicle equipment and the water waste discharge is tied with the treatment system. 12. Evaluate land management. Verify the following. Vehicles are parked and driven only in authorized areas. Surface areas and curbs are free of the vehicular damage. Vehicle parking areas are free of litter. Gravel is used in the authorized area only in authorized areas in authorized manner. Archaeological historical sites are safeguarded. Live dead trees or limbs are felled and removed and used only for the approval for range of the control of the forester. Unit personnel know the correct procedures for disposing of garbage, refuel, rubbish, and range areas. 8. Storm water ditches, vicinity motor pools, and free POL and hazardous maintenance and waste. Detention ponds, waste and sub collection pumps, the vehicle inspection points for the functional being serviced and properly. Paint set, spray battery, radiation power operation properly coordinated with the environmental management officer, safety prevention maintenance, preventive medicine office, collection points of the established proper container of servicing all the maintenance and generated waste. The unit follows the procedure of the fording streams, which prevent the environmental damage from the use of the operational fording areas. The unit follows the low-ranging procedure of digging and covering fighting positions in the local range area. The unit uses authorized refueling points into the garrison in the field. The unit refueling operation standard optimization procedure address practices minimize spill. The unit that hand material the cleanup spill kits cue the fuel handlers how to report a spill. 13. Evaluate the fire safety program according to the local policy. Prepare a written evaluation required of the local unit procedures, recommended corrective actions, and shortcomings discovered. Any shortcomings discovered. Evaluation preparation. C. Task and condition standards. 1. Applied risk management. 2. Verified applicable material safety data sheets are maintained. 3rd, performance measure is ensured wearing of appropriate personnel protective equipment is required as a go or no-go. Evaluated, all these are go or no-go. The evaluated units have environmental stewardship based on a schedule established by the local headquarters. Evaluated unit management environmental stewardship program. Evaluated waste oil storage areas. Evaluated hazardous material handling. Evaluated solid waste management. Evaluated spill prevention. 10. Evaluated recycling program. 11. Evaluated unit wash rack operations. 12. Evaluated land management. Evaluated fire safety program according to local policy. 14. Prepared a written report evaluation as required by local unit and procedures recommended corrective actions shortcoming and discovered. See the scores or go of the past, soldier no-go if any of the steps are failed. No-go is shows done wrong and how to do it correctly. Required field and manuals 114 T 1067 1 3 112 3 104 AMDF and TC 3 at 34 489. Okay, pause. Okay, availability, accountability, quality, surveillance. Given the requirement to evaluate the accountability and quality of the petroleum products in the field environmental, personnel materials required to perform the task are 2 military occupational specialists qualified in the N2F soldier unit using the petroleum product physical environmental management and receipt and issuing documents, pencil, paper, and the risk management procedures, unit standing authorization procedure covering the unit's inspection and checklist, personal protective equipment, applicable material safety data sheets, DA Form 3853, engage sheet, and using engaged tape and bob, DA Form 3643, daily issue petroleum products, DA Form 3644, monthly abstract issues, petroleum products, operation supplies. DA Form 51 and 38R, Separation Action Control Sheet, DA Form 47002, the monthly bulk petroleum accounting summary, the DA Form 4702, RE Monthly Bulk Petroleum Accounting Summary, the EGA, and full fall reference materials. The standards conduct evaluation of the unit from petroleum operations, report the findings, which recommends the corrective action for any shortcoming. Performance steps. Danger. Failure to perform the task correctly may result in the damage to the equipment or injury to the death of the personnel. 1. Apply risk management procedure. Understand the implementation of the risk management process, risk control, command of the guidance directed by the higher headquarters, assess variable hazards, continuous report risk reductions measured appropriately the chain of command, implementation risk controls coordinated with integrated with the appropriate paragraphs and graphics of the operation orders or into the products such as unit tactical standing operation procedures, operation plans, OPLANs, and training plans. Assess subordinates effectiveness, manage risk in order to gain insight of the area, the improvement of gather the feedback, understanding application risk guidance. 2. Coordinate with other services, local communities, host nations, supports, if overseas, however, the additional assets of the requirement. Maintain applicable material safety data sheets. Verify the appropriate personal protective equipment is worn. Evaluate petroleum accountability, quality, surveillance procedures, and schedule established with local commander. As a minimum, evaluate the areas outlined in the task. Evaluate the other areas interested. Accountability, quality, surveillance procedures established by the local commander. 6. Evaluate the petroleum accountability, verifying the following: the U.S. governmental national credit cards are being used only when motor pools, DoD facilities, or plane contracts are not available. AV fuels, plates are used only in the purchasing product that dispensed directly in the use of the aircraft, the Army airfields other than the home station, Navy, Air Force installation, using the commercial vendors of the government contractor, and ensure that they are not used in purchasing products in advance, and that all purchases receipts are tasked to the responsible officers. See a responsible individual designated in order to control the bulk flow. It was to provide audit trail into all sections, recite issues, and perform the sealed custodian details or duties. A DA Form 4702R and DA Form 4702RE is used to maintain the required receipts and issues the inventory of the petroleum products. Daily transactions are posted on the DA Form 3643. Daily posted are consulted with DA Form 3644. Monthly product accounting summaries being prepared and being submitted. Losses of more than 25 gallons full of damage due to the slippage, contamination is documented. The responsible individual attached to the BMPAS DA Form 4702R and DA Forms 4702RE. And if unaudible records during the field exercises are not feasible, the unit commander completes a statement summarizing the daily issue within 30 days of the after completing the exercise contaminated with the use of the POL. Products required is recovered, recycled, and disposed of according to the applicable regulations in the unit policy. The evaluated inventory procedures verify that all bulk ridge walls, collapsible wall tanks, containers are inventoried. Ridge wall tanks are physically gauged, and collapsible tanks are inventoried by recycling of the beginning of the inventory. They issue the receipt. Bulk tanks have the receipt and issue that are gauged on the and reconcile the daily. The bulk storage tanks do not have the receipts or issues on the gauge weekly. Monthly inventories are performed for each of the type of the grade of the bulk fuel in the unit. Inventories are recorded the DA Form 3853, documented the BMPAS, qualify the fuel exceeding 35,000 gallons or volume of the fuel, volume corrected at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Inventories are reconciled with the DA Form 58-831R, the local equivalent. The port surveys and initiated loss of the exceeded allowable loss of the value of the product is greater than $500. Causative research initiated with the loss exceeded with the allowable loss if the value product is less than $500. Causative research is initiated with the gain exceeds the allowable gain. 8. Evaluate quality surveillance procedure. Verify the sample engaging the equipment supplies on the hand and serviceable. Samples are sent to the laboratory according to the schedule established in the MACOM standard authorization procedures overseas. The schedule established in the U.S. APC and CONUS. And the filter effective samples are submitted with the laboratory, and every 30 days the equipment, the operational use, and the non-operational equipment becomes the operational sample is performed then, and every 30 days thereafter. A fuel dispensed and the end of the consuming the items dispensing through the filter separator. All filters are stenciled with the last 8 filter charge. For the EF petroleum storage tanks and petroleum dispensing vehicles are stenciled in with the grade of the fuel according to the applicable policy regulations. Prepare the written report of the evaluation as required of the unit policy, noting the shortcomings of the following recommended corrective actions, and see to the ask conditions and standards. Performance measures. 1. Applied risk management procedures. 2. Maintain applicable material safety data sheets. 3. Coordinate with the other services, local communities, host nations, supports, and other or additional assessment and requirements. 4. Verify the appropriate personal protective equipment is worn. Evaluate petroleum accountability quality service procedures on a schedule established by the local commander. 6. Evaluate petroleum accountability. 7. Evaluate inventory procedures. 8. Evaluate quality surveillance procedures. 9. Personnel written in the evaluation program required of the unit policy, noting the shortcomings of the found recommended corrective actions. Score the soldier go if the steps are passed. Score the no-go if any of the steps have failed. The score no-go was done wrong and how to do it correctly. The AR Form 710-2, the DA Form 3643, 3644, 3853, 1, 4702R, 4702RE, 5138E, R, Field Manual 1067, 1, 3104, 311, DA PAM 710, related DA PAM 710-2, 1, DOD 4 or 1, DOD issuance 4140.25M, Field Manual 1067-2, Field Manual 3112, Field Manual 3121, Military Handbook 1022A, Military Handbook Military Standard 3004A. Plan petroleum water operations. Given the requirements to plan petroleum water operations and field environmental material requirements required in the development of the petroleum and water distribution and specific theater operation order, given the appropriate the planning of the information unit standing operation procedure. Risk management procedures full of access to all reference materials. Develop a petroleum and water distribution plan when effectively supports the mission requirements, the projected duration, operation, environmental. Failure to perform the task correctly results in damage to the equipment and ensure or injury of the death of the personnel. Apply to the risk management, understanding the implementation of risk management process. Risk control is commanded by the guidance directed by higher headquarters. Assess variable continuous report risking, risk reduction measures appropriate to the chain of command. Implementation records, risk control is coordinated with the integration of the appropriate paragraphs of the graphics of the operation order into the products of standing operation or operation plans and training plans. Accessible subordinate effectiveness of managing risk order in the gaining insight of the areas, improving the gathering feedback, understanding the application of the risk guidance. Coordinate with the other services, local communities, host nation supports if overseas for additional assets requirements. Identify details planning items of the petroleum and or water supply system as the theater as follows. Amount type of the product distributed. Theater requirements to be the potential receipt distribution points, storage location, C, distribution system methods available, transportation mode, E, the equipment available for the use of pump pipeline equipment in the rail, truck, or boat. Organization personnel available to operate the system and equipment of the units. 4, design the either petroleum supply, water supply system, the following planning consideration. Mission, force, size, composition to be supported. Requirements of the force. Seasonal requirements. Operational tempo. E, the capability, installation, and or units to include the host nation to provide the required and support the speeds of the pipe which pipelines, hose lines of petroleum products can be constructed and extended. Requirements of the terminals to offshores, unloading facilities, distribution points. Requirements of both petroleum bulk and packaged products. Performances steps. I, the availability of petroleum operation unit other than the needs to construct, install, and maintain the petroleum distribution, storage, and the facility communication. J, termination environmental conditions to include the impacts of installing petroleum oil lubricant facilities. Petroleum oil lubricants usage factors and water storage policies, water production companies, water production capacities, water conservation measures, requirements for additional equipment, water distribution properties. K, the specific water and supporting requirements other than the services, allied forces, host nation, labor forces. L, recognition of the applicable standardization agreement. Stagnant. Recognition Development and Operational Project OPROJ Operation Project. Stocks for this support the specific operation plan, the particular critical of the water operations of the region. The unique consideration of water support level adherence to both of the threat allied to the Article 51 Geneva Convention, which prohibits destruction, disabling water pipes and water supply installation, care of the host nation labor forces, care of the war, the refugees displaced civilians, care of the enemy prisoners of war, assumption of no host nation origin allegiance. Region, sorry. Developing plans of petroleum water supply system in the following categories. The logistic plan of prepared steering, well advances the operation of the addressing of the following areas. Translation of the factors of troop strength and the numbers of the type of the following rules consuming the equipment and tactical objects into the specific field. Building up the system and the reader to ensure the product of the distribution facilities, operation units, and personnel to will be available to when needed. The operational prepared prior to the starting operation provides continually to the concurrent with the operation of the address of the following areas: reaching the rated capacity distribution system, maintain system capacity, revisions due to tactical developments, loss to handle capacity due to the enemy action other than factors in the system, then operating plan. See the task and conditions for evaluation preparation. Performance task or go or no go. Applied risk management procedure. Go or no go. Coordinate with overseas local communities, host nations, supports if overseas for additional requirements. Go or no go. Identify details of the planning elements of the petroleum water supply system in theater. Go or no go. Design theater petroleum supply water supply system. Develop plans of water supply. Develop plans for petroleum water supply system. Go or no go. If you go a step to the past, score the no go if any of the steps are failed. If the soldier goes to no go, then wrong, do how to do it correctly. Required field manual technicians are 1052, 1052 1, 1067, 1067 1. Subject area 17. Evaluating Class 3 pipeline and Class 3 and pipeline operations.